Hi, let's make this fun pretty fast. We've got this, I'm going to call it dead, computer fan of a power supply. Your guess on the millimeters, I'm too lazy. If we zoom in, we can see that it is an SDR, not a software-defined radio, but whatever SDR brand is. Maybe it's 80 because it's 80, I don't know. Low noise, no. It's a bit too loud for me at full power on a power supply that does not need that. Long lifetime, well, I don't think so because it's on the bench. Brushless fan, that type of thing. So first off, you're taking apart a fan. Sometimes you can pop the nice little rotary thing off. Sometimes it breaks, as you can see through there. So what you're supposed to do is we'll remove the label. High quality pliers there. Well, none of these work. Remove the label. And that'll show that we've got a little plastic cap along the back, oil that's leaking. You'll see some oil down in there. So get oil over the bench. And what would have actually been on that shaft is one of these little plastic clips that holds the shaft in. Underneath there was some sort of little black ring. I actually don't know the material. It's not rubber. It's hard plastic of some kind. And then, as expected, the shaft pokes out. Here's the shaft. It's not very exciting. We can see that it's basically just, well, it would normally have a fan attached entirely to it, but, you know, we can see that it's got the little spot for the clip and nothing else, just the fan on top. But if we notice, this doesn't look like a bearing, because it's not. It's just a shaft, or a little metal tube, and so there's no bearing in this. It just operates based on, I guess, lack of, wanting a lack of friction to exist in there, and it spins. This fan was making an awful grating sound. I took it out of the case, popped the front back on a little bit better. It felt like it was going to do okay. Put it back in, and it still made just kind of a horrible whining sound, so I consider that dead. So what might be the problem is that, well, first off, you could probably put more oil in here, and that might do something, but I think there's like, mostly on this side, there's just junk or crap that got in there or stuck in there or something. And so maybe if you clean that out, and you can't really tell, but yeah, maybe if you clean that out, put some new oily, greasy stuff in here, you might revive it, but I don't consider it worth it. It came, it was pre-installed in the power supply. It's probably the cheapest fan I've ever seen in the world. And I haven't taken apart a lot of fans, but so we can see it's, you call it 4-pole, be 2-pole, right? I mean, I don't know how it works. Anyway, there's 2 sets of windings. Here's a little, probably Hall effect sensor, and I got to take this board out somehow. I assume there's just like maybe a logic chip or something. It's very simple. It's just the cheap, normally fine, but a little bit cheap for seeing in a fan PCB with nothing to it. Yeah, I just really don't like there's no bearing. It's really sad. You see the fan housing? I don't know what's with the, yeah, that's more oddities to it. I don't know. It is a magnet. There's poles in there. I can't quite feel it. Yeah, there's a little bit of resistance, but so let's see if we can take this part out. It's probably going to be destructive. Aha. Okay. Let's free ourselves these wires. Oh. All right. Oh, look at that. They actually have a mask. So, right. So the positive goes to this winding, and 1 pin of that chip. The negative goes to, that is a 4-pin device. That pin. And then this pin comes out to, must be another winding. Yeah, another winding. This pin goes out to that winding. Those little vias do nothing. They're not even plated, but... And... looks like in theory they could solder a third wire on for like a 3-pin fan, but it doesn't obviously do anything. It's a 276117. So that must be a combined like Hall effect sensor, and basically it just must be a fan controller. But that's the least amount of stuff I've seen on a fan probably ever. More crud. Yummy. And no, these are not magnetic, if you're wondering. They go through all the way? I don't know how that shaft part works, but... So... that's your fan. Ooh. Good news is you can recover wire from this. If you just sit here and unwind it, it's quite a bit of magnet wire, so... stay tuned for that. Well, thanks for watching this quick video on a fan. I will see you next time.